Okay, good morning, guys. How are you? This is Luis, and today I'm going to change the routine a bit. My students asked me to make a video for VPN connection, and so this is the video for the VPN connection. After this, we will come back to our usual stuff. Now, when we say VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and it's a technology that allows remote users to connect to the organization's network as if they were in the office. Usually the only way you can connect to your organization's network is you have to be in the organization connected with a cable or through wireless means. But VPN allows you to create a tunnel through the internet using specialized protocols such as PPTP, L2TP, SSTP to establish VPN connection. In this way, a user who is out of the office can easily connect to the organization's network as if he was in the office and then use resources as if he was in the office. Now, to make this happen, a couple of things needs to be in place. First, you need to have a public IP address. Now, in real-life environment, you will have routers ensuring that the server can be reached through the internet using its public IP address. But in this our virtual lab, there are a few things that we are going to do to make sure this can work, because without it, then we can't actually set up a VPN. So one of the things is, so far our server has one Ethernet adapter with the IP address 192.168.1.1 and then a subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Now we are going to add a second Ethernet adapter. Now this Ethernet adapter is going to have a public IP address. That is the IP address that users will use when they want to access this server. So we are going to add a second IP address. But in the real life environment, you would not have to do what we have done here. We have also given the client a public IP address. In real life environment, you don't have to give the client a public IP address. But we need to do this in the virtualized environment so the client can communicate with the server directly because there are no routers here. So this is the basic things that we have to do to make sure there is an established network between the client and the server. Then we can move on to proceed with our VPN configuration. So the server has a private IP address to communicate with the internal systems. Then it has a public IP address that will be reachable through the internet. So first things first, we are going to go to our Hyper-V manager and then make sure that your server is selected, and then you go to settings. From here we have add hardware. So you select network adapter, then you click add. Then we need to specify which virtual switch we want to add it to. So now you notice the old or the first network adapter is on the private switch, so we have to add this also to the private switch. All right, then we click apply and then OK. So now our server has two network adapters. So let's go on to the server and then look at something. So now that we are on the server, let's click local server. Sometimes it might take a little while before the configuration does appear, but there it is. So we have IP version 4 address assigned. So this is the second adapter we have added, and the address is assigned by DHCP. So I click on this. So I have two adapters. Both of them are connected to the luis.com. But this is the second one is what we want to work on. So I double click on this, go to properties, and then IPv4 properties. So we are going to use the following IP address. So 50.50.50.1 with a mask of 255.255.255.0. We don't need a default gateway, but if you are going to be accessing the internet, then you need to have a default gateway. Then the DNS will be 192.168.1.1. Now, since our server is a DNS, and then this IP address 50.50 is also the IP address of our server, then we can make our alternate DNS to be 50.50.50.1. So we have two DNS addresses, though all of them are for the same server. So we can click OK here. It says yes, you have entered an address that already assigned to another adapter, say No. Okay, you know, I did this configuration earlier on, and then I realized that I was not recording my voice. So I'm just going to dive a bit, make this 1.2. That's all. Make this 1.2. I completed this whole recording, and then the sound was not recorded, so I had to get rid of everything and then start it fresh. So I'll close this, and then so we just changed the IP from .1 to .2. That is all that we have done, but then everything else is on course. So properties, yeah, everything is on course. I just want to verify it one more time. All right, so we need to also quickly go to the client system and then do same. Now at the moment I'm logged onto my client as an administrator. There may be certain configurations that we'll have to do it as administrator. So you can log into your client as an administrator or just as a normal client. It doesn't really matter, but then there are certain settings that you might do that will require administrative privileges. So let's go to the network and sharing center of the client system. All right, so we are going to also configure the Ethernet address. So properties, and then IPv4 properties. So this is what you have to do there. We are giving the client 50.50.50.3, and then the subnet mask is same. Now where you have the default gateway, make it 50.50.50.2, because that is the public IP address that we want it to be able to communicate with. And then the DNS, you put the DNSs as we did in the server, 192.168.1.1 and then 50.50.50.2. Then we click OK, and then we close. Okay, so we are connected to the network, so we close here. Now we need to test connectivity between this system and the server by pinging. So cmd and then ping 50.50.50.2. all right, so there's a connectivity between our client and our server. So this is the basic things that you need to do to make sure that the VPN will successfully work. So I'm going to pause the video here. I'm going to end this part of the video. In the next video, we are going to install the remote access role and look at how to configure the remote access role. So I'll see you in the next video. Like the video, comment, share it, and then subscribe to the channel. Tell family and friends to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.